Surah 95. At-Thin. Context. Period of revelation. According to Qatada, this surah is Medinan. Two different views have been reported from Ibn Abbas. First, that it is a Meccan surah, and second, that it is Medinan. But the majority of scholars regard it as a Meccan revelation, a manifest symbol of which is the use of the words, "this city of peace."
Hazal Balad Amin.
For Mecca. The theme and subject matter. Its theme is the rewards and punishments of the hereafter. For this purpose, first swearing an oath by the habitats of some illustrious prophets, it has been stated that God has created man in the most excellent of molds. Although at other places in the Quran, this truth has been expressed in different ways. For example, at some places it has been said,
God appointed man as vicegerent on the earth and commanded the angels to bow down to him. Surah 2 verse 30, Surah 6 verse 165, Surah 7 verse 11, Surah 15 verse 28, Surah 27 verse 62.
At others that
man has become bearer of the divine trust, which the earth and the heavens and the mountains did not have the power to bear. Surah 33 verse 72.
And at still others that,
and we have certainly honored the children of Adam and carried them on the land and sea, and provided for them of the good things and preferred them over much of what we have created, with definite preference. Surah 17 verse 70.
Yet here the statement made an oath, in particular by the habitats of the prophets, that man has been created in the finest of molds, signifies that mankind has been blessed with such an excellent mold and nature, that it gave birth to men capable of attaining to the highest position of prophethood, a higher position than which has not been attained by any other creature of God. Then it has been stated that there are two kinds of men: those who, in spite of having been created in the finest of mold, become inclined to evil and their moral degeneration causes them to be reduced to the lowest of the low, and those who, by adopting the way of faith and righteousness, remain secure from the degeneration and consistent with the noble position, which is the necessary demand of their having been created in the best of molds. The existence among mankind of both these kinds of men is such a factual thing which no one can deny, for it is being observed and experienced in society everywhere at all times. In conclusion, this factual reality has been used as an argument to prove that when among the people there are these two separate and quite distinct kinds, how can one deny the judgment and retribution for deeds? If the morally degraded are not punished, and the morally pure and exalted are not rewarded, and both end in the dust alike, it would mean that there is no justice in the kingdom of God, whereas human nature and common sense demand that a judge should do justice. How then can one conceive that God, who is the most just of all judges, would not do justice? Surah 95. At-Thin. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. By the fig, and the olive, and by Mount Sinai, and by this secure city, Mecca, we have certainly created the human being in the best of stature. Then we return him to the lowest of the low, except for those who believe, and do righteous deeds, for they will have a reward, uninterrupted. So what yet causes you to deny the recompense? Is not God the most just of judges?